Fala aí, maluco, beleza? Fabiana aqui. Então, trago hoje o Game Biomutant. Tava bem curioso aqui pra tá vendo como esse jogo tá. Ele não tem sido recebido aí de forma positiva, né, pela crítica. Tô vendo muita gente falar mal, mas eu não posso deixar de estar tendo minha própria opinião aqui sobre o game. Espero que esse vídeo aqui possa ajudar o pessoal aí que tá em dúvida também de arriscar seu precioso dinheirinho. Então, bora lá, sem mais enrolação, bora começar esse game. Então, de cara aqui a gente já vê que a gente tem nós temos aqui o idioma português do Brasil. Bora nele.
How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's welcome to Biomutant.
Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa aqui para mexer em configurações. Não, só vou aumentar aqui o tamanho dessa interface, que eu achei essa letra muito pequenininha. É a idade, você vai ficando velho. Então, bora lá. Vamos jogar no médio. Grilo. Cara, essa espada parece a Zanpakuto do Ichigo, do Bleach, não parece não?
Your DNA.
Então aqui às vezes a gente vai escolher a nossa raça, Primal, Dandon, Rex, Hyla, Fip e Murgel. Eu vou escolher Primal, que eu quero ficar igualzinho o bonequinho ali da capinha do jogo.
Define your genetic structure.
Aqui eu vou deixar também meus atributos bem
Choose a
equilibrados.
genetic resilience.
Mexer só um pouquinho mais para ele ser um pouquinho mais resistente a calor. Aqui. Tá
Choose your fur style.
O pelo vai ficar desse jeito.
Pick your main
Quero
color.
nem saber.
Choose your detail color. Pick a class.
As classes: pistoleiro,
Commando,
soldado,
Cypher,
psicodoido,
Saboteur,
sabotador,
Sentinel,
sentinela. Cara, horrível sentinela.
Commander, Deadeye.
Pistoleiro, é óbvio.
Deadeye chosen. Sounds good.
Pronto.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun.
Começou aqui o game. Salto do coelho.
We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad,
Quero
but a
ser
choice.
como azul claro, liberdade e lealdade, ou eu quero ser como vermelho escuro, força e poder. Cara, eu sou uma pessoa leal, então eu quero ser como azul claro, liberdade e lealdade.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the...
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around.
But what comes around goes all...
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural
capetinha do bem, capetinha do mal.
strongest.
Natural selection is all about...
Se é que um capetinha pode ser do bem, né? Sei lá. Mas simbora, escolhemos esse caminho aqui. Ganhei 2 pontos de luz. Cara, tá maneirinho o gráfico.
Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
O personagem não fala, então a gente deve ter esse narrador aí o jogo inteiro.
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
Nova missão principal, Lupa Lupin? Que parada é essa, velho? Aqui eu posso rolar e atirar. Putz, tô tomando uma surra desse cara. Aqui eu pulo e atiro. Aqui é o nosso Belly. Eita parada, não deu não. Vamos lá. Isso. Que isso, hein?
You better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story.
Ih, rapaz, tem que vazar. Às vezes, meu amigo, a melhor escapatória é fugir da batalha e voltar depois pra dar o troco. Ali a gente não teve o que fazer mesmo. A gente é obrigado a sair da batalha. Até porque o nosso personagem não tem condições ainda de enfrentar ali aquele chefão boladão.
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
Ah, quando ele fica com esse símbolozinho ele vai atacar. Pronto, então já foi. Vou ter cuidado aqui. Derrotamos dois. Não dá pra travar a mira nesse bicho não. Ah, você tá de sacanagem que não dá pra travar a mira. Foram todos. Continuar aqui a nossa empreitada. Tem alguma coisa pra cá? Não. Somente o caminho meio. Dá pra quebrar esse aqui? Não dá. A caixa aqui. Módulo elétrico. Antes de vir pra cá... Ah, não, tá pedindo o objetivo principal pra subir na corrente mesmo.
Low tech, but it works. The oil sludges everywhere. To
Beber
most,
ração
it
de
only means
imundície.
death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Ah, eu vou dar pele, pode deixar. Tinha acabado de dar um... Eita! Eita, que maluco. Olha o tamanho.
That's going to leave a mark.
Opa, teve drop ali, hein? Putz, que pisadão. Pronto. Triângulo aqui facilita porque a gente já pega logo tudo. Tudo drop ali. Tem alguma coisa pra cá, foi dali que a gente veio. Eita. É inimigo atrás de inimigo. Caraca, explodi a parada na cara do maluco. Caraca, velho. Deixa eu bater nesse gigante aqui, senão não vai dar não. Daqui a pouco eu já vou ter que usar uma couro. Ah, que maneiro, ele atirou. Ele jogou o barril, como eu atirei no alto. Acabou atingindo o maluco. Dá pra dar dano nele mesmo com isso. Me agarrou. Miserável. Opa.
You might want to fall back.
Não vou recuar não.
That's the stuff.
Beleza. Não. Caí ali, fodeu. Caraca, o escudo, maluco, é uma porta de um carro ou de um caminhão, sei lá. Olha isso, cara. Ah, cara, essa pisada. Que isso? Cara, eu fico apertando o X pra esquivar. É o bolinha.
Bang, bang.
Vem, mané. Aí tira na bundinha. Me agarrou. Filho de uma bela mamãe. Putz. Vem, maluco. Tu bate e corre.
Hot metal.
Dá pra estourar isso aqui? Perto deles, deixa eu ver. Tá. Opa! Deixa eu pegar logo esse cara aqui. Isso aqui não dá pra estourar, não. Subir de nível. Mais 10 de vitalidade, mais 10 de força, de intelecto, agilidade, carisma e sorte. Vou comprar esse aqui. Quadrado, quadrado, triângulo, lobo mau.
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
Caraca, um pé de cabra. Garrabastão do velho mundo.
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
Caraca, um pé de cabra pra isso, cara. Que ridículo.
Whoa. It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
Vocês viram como que ele caiu com um saco de batata? Ih, rapaz, aqui tem que tomar cuidado. Aqui é salto duplo do coelho. Olá, coelho. Salto duplo. Isso aí, garoto. Ué, ele é um coelho. Não é uma raposinha, não.
The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being
Talvez,
when
até
absorbed,
pelos tipos de inimigos
including
aqui,
you.
da forma que eles dão spawn, seria bem legal se fosse RPG de turno. Não sei, eu também sou meio suspeito a falar de RPG de turno, que eu curto muito, mas eu acho que talvez a proposta desse jogo aqui funcionaria melhor. Já que, pelo pouco que eu vi, os caminhos são bem scriptados, sabe? Ele te dá uma falsa sensação de mundo aberto. Então, eu acho que RPG de turno, de repente, teria salvado mais o game, não sei. Muito cedo ainda pra falar.
Right in the face. Just what you were looking for.
Não vou fazer nada naquilo ali não, né? Não. Vou subir pela
Thank
corrente.
whoever left this climb stringer here.
Mas eu acho que esse jogo ia funcionar muito bem como RPG de turno, cara.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Tá vendo o que dá? Ficar atacando porcaria no mar? É isso aí.
The sound of spark metal going pew pew is
Septiba
never
tá
a
toda
good
destruída
thing.
lá.
It's
Culpa do
coming
ser
from
humano.
behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
Nossa, isso porque ele falou que parecia ser muito complicado.
There you go.
Ai, ai. Esses puzzles. Bora, coelhinho. Antiquado.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
Caraca, estão batendo no velhinho cadeirante, cara. Essas crianças de hoje em dia, hein? Vamos lá, coelhinho. Vamos ajudar o vovô lá bolado. O antiquado, que é o nome do NPC. Ai, caramba. Caraca, mané, o antiquado
Let's talk to the
dá um
wheel
tirão
before
ali, não sei se é... Não deu pra identificar se é um rifle ou se é uma shotgun. Eu ia falar, cara, que jogo é esse? Porque você vê que o tempo todo aparece essas droguinhas, essas coisas assim. Pelo amor de Deus. Caraca, o velhinho já meteu o pé, cara. Antiquado. Isso, fecha aí. Pra não vir mais nenhum pivete aqui atrapalhar. Vamos conversar.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil... It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. Had it not been for the Tree of Life...
Uma nova amizade. Cara, que isso? Ele tá lembrando do passado, cara. Olha o tamanho dele. Que é isso, cara? Juvenado.
Asks if you
Porra
are
é
tired,
essa, cara?
as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here.
Caraca, velho.
Sounds like he understands why you came all the way out here, to see
Batatudos.
them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow
Nonos?
interlinked with
Batatudos
this
é
little
melhor.
tree here.
Ai, meu Deus do céu, cara.
You might
Velho.
be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The
Nova missão principal. Capim brilhante. Agite o capim brilhante. Capim brilhante lá dos batatudos. Ah, caracoles. Nem é pra cá isso. Por aqui.
Nonos... You'll need a net to catch the nono, and
Nova missão principal, o nono.
you handle that net. Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of key over the 12 months to... But today, your focus is getting this one to become...
Tá, vamos voltar aqui. Funda o nono com a árvore.
Now that you've seen the nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, one day the... He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow.
Nossa, que memória conturbada.
He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the tree of life, but the tree started to die when the end... Records tell of the ruiner. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Magician and is preparing to take on the Puff Puff at the end of the East
Salve,
Route.
Cascudo. E aí, como é que tu tá? Ai.
Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
Ou como posso derrotar os devoradores? Vou perguntar como eu posso derrotar os devoradores.
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Majute, and the Goo Glide are almost ready to ride. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Vara de rede. Nova missão principal, destino do mundo.
You're getting the hang of it.
Aquele pé de cabra lá maroto que a gente pegou no início.
Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, It can't endure the environmental change and assault from the world eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged.
Isso aqui deve ser para fazer viagem rápida.
Let's see.
Cara, ele mijou para marcar o território, moleque. Tem noção disso? Placas de sinalização. Placas de sinalização são encontradas próximo a lugares de interesse em todo o mundo. Você libera a placa de sinalização ao interagir com ela, que é mijar nela, né? Ai, ai. Viagem rápida. Você pode fazer uma viagem rápida para uma placa de sinalização que você desbloqueou ao selecioná-la no mapa. Para abrir o mapa, sempre que quiser, pressione o touch. O touchpad aqui, beleza. Eu tô aqui. Esse é o mapa do jogo. Beleza, deixa eu abrir o mapa aqui. Era isso que eu queria. Paradeiro, Zona Morta, Surfipélago, Pedra Grossa, Campos Responsivos, Atoleiro, Molenga, sei lá, Dunas Club, Mata Apetigrossa. Mata Apetigrossa, tá, né? Tá, esse aqui é o mapa todo do jogo. A gente tá nesse pedacinho aqui. Beleza. Dá pra botar um marcadorzinho. E é isso. O grilo aqui até agora não falou nada. Nem ajudou em nada também. Explora o mundo.
Must be the world eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The world eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
Caramba, o vilarejo todo devastado. Vou falar com esse NPC aqui.
He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the world eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are 2 nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifu's, Myriad. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've... Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
Vamos por essa ponte aqui que tá mais da hora.
It's a bridge. Just get over it. Now that's a flesh wound.
Caraca, tomei uma voadora na cara, maluco.
Ching!
Vamos lá falar com o
They've
chifrudo
destroyed
Jagni.
this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began.
Cara, sabe aquela pessoa chata que te corta sempre que você vai falar? Você tá trocando uma ideia maneira?
That's
Esse
the
narrador
Jagni
desse jogo
tribe's
aqui,
fault.
cara.
Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse.
Ele fala o
Up to
tempo
you.
todo, meu
You're
Deus do
either a
céu.
part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem.
Aqui, desbloqueamos mais um ponto rápido aqui. Vou mijar aqui na bandeirinha, ó.
Let's see.
Ai, eu vou demorar pra me acostumar com isso. Beleza, mais um ponto de viagem rápido, ó. Tem aqui do xixizinho aqui, ó. A gente volta pra cá. E aqui pra cá. Vamos testar. Vamos testar esse fast travel aí. Essa viagem rápida. Ah. Ó.
Let's see.
Xixi funciona, hein? Calma aí que eu botei o marcador sem querer. Pronto.
Says they're wary of strangers. The Sifu's door is always open for newcomers, but he cautions you. They'll expect you to behave.
Vou me comportar, prometo. Não quero arcar com as consequências. Caraca, é um gambá?
Zata is de muito tloho. Kariesne statse. Paro, ya put
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew.
Ele é o Thanos?
He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 10. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still... Sometimes one memory can make another come to... The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside. Says there is some darkness in the best of us, even you, and suggests you embrace that side of you and help. He had a feeling you'd say that. You're not sinister enough to be a Jagni. That big heart of you. He'll give you a chance to change your mind before you leave and asks you to reconsider. Then so be it. He wants you to know that they'll show no mercy at the end of this war and offers you a last chance to come back and join when you realize you've picked the wrong side.
Não, meu amigo, não quero me juntar a vocês, não. Vocês são malucos.
And with that, he urges you to seek protection at Myriad's Stone Fort before word gets out. It's time to say goodbye for now. And if it's not the kind of goodbye that lasts...
Tá, vamos lá na outra tribo. Não gostei da ideologia desses caras aqui, não. Ih, rapaz, dá pra vir aqui embaixo? O que que tem aqui? Nada.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by
O boss do
evolution,
God of
the
War
wonder
aí.
ones especially, deformed and unfurred.
Eita! Ué? personagem ficou preso ali, cara. Putz, tomei esse ataque, não acredito. Tava tão bem. Cara, jurei que eu desviei disso.
Running low.
Putz, que mentira, só porque ele tá morrendo. Ah, não tem física não, tu passa por dentro dele. Não dropou nada, não. É isso que eu falo, tá vendo? Ele te dá uma falsa sensação de mundo aberto. Porque o caminho tá pra lá, eu não posso subir aqui, ó. Ó lá. Eu tenho que ir no... Ih, caraca, bugou? Pensei que tinha bugado. Então, não posso ir por ali, ó. Eu tenho que ir pelo caminho aqui, trilhadinho, scriptado pra parada. Uma bandeirinha ali de viagem rápida. Vamos dar uma mijadinha aqui.
Let's see.
Pronto. Acho que é por aqui mesmo. Eu vou dar uma voltadinha. Isso? Não. É, acho que sim. Deve ter alguma ponte, alguma coisa, não sei, que me leve até aquele lado ali. Não. Bom que já ficou pelo menos essa bandeirinha aqui, porque mais pra frente deve ter alguma missão pra lá. E achar um caminho. Por aqui não dá pra ir. Por aqui? Também não.
That's the myriad tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know.
Mais um ponto de viagem rápida. Desbloquear ele mijando.
Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance.
Vamos ver as intenções dessa tribo aqui para ver se eu vou me juntar a eles.
They're at war. The Sifu's door is always open for newcomers, but he cautions you. They
Sibi? Lafanen aginkan man. Gerat na fala hutut mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next, and that's something you have in common. He's convinced you've returned for a reason and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense your kind. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original. Your Muma invented Wung Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain.
Hello? Hello?
Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war.
Hello?
You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your They passed the point of no return as their words lost power and see no other way forward. The new seeing you brings back his memories of the
Porote nat, ir vuru vusa hat, volop matati, rewere jonke, mulekan frifgel, plats, karamotti.
anyway.
Sibi, mulekan frifgel.
Even though it's now a different place from a different time, it is. Wishes you'd been better as a kid, but is glad you finally figured it out.
A vila da sua infância. Visite a vila onde você passou sua infância. Saímos de lá com uma aliança estabelecida. Os Meriades. Ah, tá. Foi onde eu vi o
Time is
engano
lost
naquela
on this
hora.
place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been up. He thinks you should really know how. And he'll be honored.
Cara, é um NPC mais esquisito que o outro. Você pode nadar na maioria das áreas com água. Você lentamente perde energia aqui quando está em águas muito profundas. Se a energia aqui acabar, você se afoga. Ah, tá. Belezinha.
He says that wasn't too bad, was it? He says a feeling that you're going to drown is a great reminder of the... But you need practice. Lots of practice. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. He won't let any... Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Mamãe,
Can't see.
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down.
Gala.
You know you can't make up for lost time. You should know. Practice makes perfect. As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll only make you stronger. She'll see you at the village square.
vou mentir. Adoro treinar
She
com
says
você,
that's
mamãe.
good. With a passion for learning.
treinamento de Wung Fu.
Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. He thinks...
Escolhendo lixo aqui pra ele.
He wonders what usefulness you found. He can work wonders with...
Aqui a gente vai poder criar nossos itens. Ficou com bom dano.
You did well, but he can't help but... He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. Gizmo... It looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
Kannamunta.
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. Then you've got a good...
Dropalu. Kannamunta. Ferena masalapu. Penna masamal. Dropalu. Antoro. Ferena masalapu.
They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop. That makes him... There's no... He wants to know who you think you are. He says you're right. Nobody can tell him what he...
Vamos lutar, mané. Fiz lá a marreta do lixo. Agora vocês não conseguem. Toma isso. Ué? Isso era pra acontecer mesmo, né? Porque eu fiz a ação do quadrado certinho. Ah, tá.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She's the... It's time to focus on...
Kalino? Yo no massa manbarut.
Treinar com a mamãe. Mas aquilo lá foi roubado, cara, porque eu fiz a ação do quadrado certinho. Mas não é aqui. Ah, tá.
Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does.
Vaksa u intabada bestilka. Vaksa u intabada intabad bestilka. Bestilka.
He's curious to see what you found.
Why ad food vaksan mar malvad gagu funududua. Dana dieser Fehler.
The style might be too edgy for his. You should take it with you. He thinks you should.
Cadê esse treino? Aqui.
Morning pasa.
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Taten ko baba sakting. Taten ko baba sakting. Amun. Ruhemu tono.
But there's enough time left for repetition.
Bola kuto.
That's a good attitude.
Caraca, olha esse treinamento, cara. Vamos alcançar o modo sem.
Your Muma says you did well today. She said thanks you for being.
Amun.
You should go see it. Says he's all.
Vem cá, Guerreiro.
Catchy.
Bola kuto.
Your Muma says she's never seen an.
Ingavaldo.
She's
Drumblena marsam pala.
It's called an automaton.
Taifanamenuma. Ariaroche mumera. Pala.
She's so happy you rest and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Oh, Lupa Lupin, você está fudendo a minha vida.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it. Your Muma says this is... She tells you to stay back. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present.
Eita. Me ajuda aí, mãe. Caraca, o moleque. Bate nele também, mãe.
You must go through fire and water to make it out of here.
Que isso?
Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow.
Ih, vai dar ruim. Cadê ele? Vem, mãe, mãe, me pega aqui. Eita.
Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity, when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory.
Caramba. Pesado.
As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose.
Quem não sabia que ele se soltar?
Slash.
Pronto, foi.
You should hurry there and help them.
A guerra tribal começa. Então, rapaziada, queria estar trazendo o início aqui do Biomutante aqui para vocês estarem conferindo. Um grande abraço a todos e fui!